Honorable Muhamad Segirinya does come from. Members of this August House, Segirinya is a young man that mimics the age group that is prevalent in this house. Segirinya is a disabled individual that has become the same as a result of the impunity that has been perpetrated by the system. Right honorable members, electing Segirinya Muhammad would be a reflection and would be a protest to the powers that be. It is upon such grounds that we elect a man from the oi polloi. And should we do this in this house, we must demonstrate that we have risen beyond threats, we have risen beyond the expectations of material gains, and we have restored the parliament to the people. I've always told my people that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And indeed, Segirinya would be the master of the Vox Populis, Vox Dei. It is upon such grounds that I urge right honorable members that Mr. Update, the right honorable would make a very good speaker in tangent to the manner that he reflects the minimum qualification that was provided by the UC, Universal Secondary Education. He reflects the societal strata that we have in the country. And should we do this, right honorable speaker, and the House at large, we would have fulfilled our noble constitutional obligation.
Thank you. Is there a seconder to the motion?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Gilbert Olanya, the Member of Parliament for Kilak South in Amoro District. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the nomination of Honorable Muhammad to be the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. I beg to move.
Thank you very much. Procedure.
Right Honorable Speaker, the President of the Republic of Uganda in attendance, my Lord the Chief Justice, honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atkins Katsabe. I'm a Member of Parliament, Bukonzo County West. Mr. Speaker, sir, Uganda is a signatory of the Sustainable Development Goals and the United Nations that were put in place in 2017. Mr. Speaker, sir, I draw your attention and the attention of the House to SDG number 5. Mr. Speaker, sir, as you're aware, Uganda is a member of the African Union. And I draw attention to Article 3 and 4. Mr. Speaker, sir, in 2017, in Kigali, Rwanda, the East African Legislative Assembly, ELA,
would you like
passed a bill, procedural matter, Mr. Speaker.
Please
Mr. Speaker,
the procedural matter and I deal with
here
it.
it says procedural matter. We passed a bill, the ELA passed a bill entitled Gender Equity and Gender Equality 2017. On March 8, 2017, in Rwanda, Kigali. Our Constitution is crystal clear, Mr. Speaker. Article number 32, National Objective and Directive of Principles of State Policy, Roman 4 and Roman 6 about gender Ladies and gentlemen, we have three organs of government. The executive, already filled. The legislature, already filled. And now, the judiciary, already filled. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to raise on a procedural issue. If we are still a country that believes in our Constitution, where is the place for the women? What message are we sending out there for mothers and daughters? Today, I thought that since the Speaker of Parliament is a male, Mr. Speaker, I've only heard one name of a female. And without wasting a lot of your time, Mr. Speaker, sir, I move a procedural issue that wouldn't it be procedural, wouldn't we be procedurally moving right if we move that Honorable Anita Moore become our Deputy Speaker of Parliament for the 11th Parliament, if you will go. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member. On what matter do you raise, Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi?
Right Honorable Speaker, the Chief Justice. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg your indulgence.
Yes, please.
I'm speaking on behalf of Honorable Muhammad Segirinya. As you are aware, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Muhammad Segirinya has been indisposed for quite some time. Much as he is present, he is fairly unwell and unable to speak for himself. He has sent me here to decline the nomination. I beg to move.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleague members of Parliament, I'm called Mama James, Member of Parliament for Jumani East constituency. Right Honorable Speaker, after a long list of nomination of members for the position of Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament, I rise up here to close the nomination for the position of the Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament. I beg to move.
You beg to move that nominations be closed?
To move a motion for closing nomination for the position of Deputy Speaker of the 11th Parliament. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, motions for such closures, should they be seconded? Is your motion seconded? But it's a motion that does not actually require secondment. The motion that is being proposed is for closure of nomination. I'll put a question to that motion. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Nominations closed. The procedure adopted earlier in the earlier elections. I'll ask the members whose names have been, the members who have been nominated to come and give their consent to the nomination. Now, on the procedural matter raised by the member from the Honorable Katushabe, I think the particular procedural matter was premature because there was a procedure. Suppose all the other gentlemen declined to be deputy speakers when they were called to confirm or say consent to their nomination, then that matter would not arise. It would have been better or more timely if they had agreed to their nominations. Then I would have been competent to know that their names are now properly for discussions and vote, in which case then I would be able to rule that given the chance that we have now, there is no possibility of that nature. Secondly, this is a matter on which I can't rule out nominations of people. You cited constitutional provision, but then this is a matter of an election. Elections are the expressions of people's wishes and aspirations. I cannot rule any nomination out unless it does not conform to the law. The nominations that have been made so far, I have not had any issue with one of them, but let me ask the candidates that have been nominated to come and confirm or withdraw from their nominations. Consent, we'll start with the first member to be nominated, Honorable Anita Mong. It's honorable, do you consent to your nomination?
Your Excellency, the President of Uganda, Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, my Lord the Chief Justice, my name is Anita Among Annette, a member of Parliament of Bukedea District. I do consent to my nomination.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Muhamad Seriko, Kampala Central.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members. I, Muhammad Seriko, Member of Parliament for Kampala Central, having heard the contents and the proposal of my nomination to take chair as Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, I do hereby consent and accept.
Thank you.
May God bless you.
Thank you. The Honorable Yusuf Zimbambi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Right Honorable Speaker, my Lord the Chief Justice, the guests in attendance, the honorable members of Parliament, with humility, I do accept the nomination of my candidature as a Deputy Speaker of Parliament. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you.
God bless you. I'm called.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. We have 3 candidates duly nominated, and there's there are confirmations and consents received from each one of them. The last honorable member who was nominated had representation from his agent that he would not consent to that nomination. So we have 3 candidates, and I think the time has come for us to deal with the matter by vote. Is that in the next item, or do we just proceed?
Item 15 on the order paper, election of the Deputy Speaker.
Honorable members, this has already been done before. The procedure is clear. We are going to do the way we did earlier. The ballot paper is plain. You write the name of the candidate you prefer, and you place it in the box. Can we start the voting, please? Procedure.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Sarah Pendi. I know I've spoken earlier here. We have spent the whole day on the election of the Speaker, and the procedural issue that I want to raise in order for us to move faster, Right Honorable Speaker, is that as they call out the 10 names, I want to propose, Right Honorable Speaker, that we have more tables where members can write, other than people coming to line up 10, pick the paper, go and write, and the others have to wait. We could hand over these papers to the 10 members, and they find where to write and then put the ballot into the box. That would help us to move faster and conclude this process. That is the procedural issue, Right Honorable Speaker, that I wanted to raise. That would it not be procedural right that we have more tables other than just one table where members can write and then they cast their ballot. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, anything that we can do to fasten the time in which we do this vote would be helpful, and the suggestion that has come from the honorable member is acceptable. I ask the people managing to see if we can accommodate facilities that would enable us to move faster. Procedure?
I have an interest as a candidate, and also the principle of secret ballot presupposes it must have space. So if you create many centers, my interest as a candidate will be directly affected. I object to that.
No, we are just going to adopt whatever arrangement is possible and can be executed, maintaining the integrity of the process. If it is possible, we'll do it. Can I ask the representatives of the candidates who have been so nominated to send their representatives here, agents who will be witnessing the polling process? Yes?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Okupa Elijah. I want to make an amendment to the proposal moved by Honorable Saro Pendi in us trying to catch up with the time, that instead of having numerous tables where people write, of the proposal that we divide the calling of names into two, one from number 1 up to 250, and then one side where they are calling from 250 to 529. Two centers, but they will be having the same tally box. In that way, we would have been able to cut the time by half. If that can help, Right Honorable Speaker, it will help us. Thank you.
The honorable member, this is being done by calling of names by one person. I don't know whether we are going to have two people calling names at the same time. I think the procedure we're using now, it's okay. Let's just start. Because we're not going to have one person calling one name from this side, another one calling from, it will be very confusing. Let's start, make the modifications necessary. Can I have the agents of the candidates? Are they here? We are there. The honorable member is for honorable. Honorable, what is your name? Namanya Nambos, representing the Honorable Yusuf Sibambi. Yes? Honorable Richard there, representing Honorable Sereko Muhammad. Honorable Esther Afoy Chan from Zombo will be representing Honorable Anita Among. Clerk?
Abambiku Jessica. Abeja Susan Molly Jolie. Abba Lillian. Abigava Cuthbert Mirembe. Awoli Konihira Agnes. Achan Joyce. Okenyi. Achen Docas. Acheng Jen Ruth Ochero. Achan Judith Peace. And Achayo Juliet Lodo.
Is it possible to move this light this side so that there's more light on this side? Looks a bit dark. Is it possible to have this light on this side? That's better.
Achia Remigio, Acheng Sarah Opendi, Achibu Agnes, Achiro Pascamenya, Achom Joan Alobo, Achon Julius Boa, Achora Nancy, Acrobat Kiza Moses, Adeke Anna Ebaju, and Adidwa Abdu. Adoa Helen, Adome Francis Lorica, Adrico Yovan, Aeku Patrick, Afidra Olema Ronald, Afoyochan,